Hello everyone, my name is Ritika and I'm talking on behalf of the International Neuroscience Ambassadors. Today we are going to understand the types of cells in the nervous system. So let's begin with understanding types of cells in the nervous tissue. What is a nervous tissue? Nervous tissue is the main tissue of our nervous system that monitors and regulates the function of the body. The nervous tissue consists of two main types of cells. The two main types of nerve cells are the neuron and glial cells. Neuron is the conducting powerhouse of the cell, transmitting electrical impulses to different parts of the body, and therefore it is known as the structural unit of the nervous system. What is neuroglia then? Neuroglia or glial cells, on the other hand, as the word suggests, are neural glue, providing a support system for the neuron. Unlike neurons, they are non-conductive and do not transfer any nerve impulses. Known through several neuroscientific studies, neuroglial cells exchange substances with the extracellular fluid and in this way exert control on the nervous neuronal environment. Therefore, there are special types of connective tissues in the nervous tissue environment. Let's delve deeper and understand the function and characteristics of neurons and neuroglia. Let's begin with the neuron. As mentioned before, a neuron is the powerhouse of the nervous system, carrying out several functions within the nervous system. As mentioned earlier, the major role of the neuron is to carry information in the form of nerve impulses and then transmit it to different parts of the body. They are specialized cells and are amitotic. What I meant by amitotic is that if the neuron is destroyed, it cannot be replaced because they do not go through the process of mitosis, therefore known as amitotic. This brings us to the next step of understanding what the neuron further divides into. So the neuron divides into three main types: cell body, dendrite, and axon. The image below illustrates the structure of a typical neuron. From the image, we see major parts of the neuron, such as dendrites, the nucleus, the cell body, the axons. The myelin sheath, Schwann cells, node of Frambiers, and axon terminals are just few other minor parts of the neuron that we are not considering in this presentation. So, you might want to ask, what exactly are dendrites? So, dendrites are cytoplasmic extensions or processes that project from the cell body. These are branch-like structures that receive messages from other neurons and allow the transmission of message to the cell body. The first two neuronal functions, receiving and processing incoming information, generally takes place in the dendrite and the cell body. This process of incoming information to the neuron is a scientific term known as afferent, meaning incoming. This is the foremost reason dendrites are called afferent processors, because they transmit impulses to the neuronal cell body. Similar to dendrites are axons. They are also called nerve fibers. With us already knowing that neurons carry information in the form of nerve impulses, axons are tube-like structures that carry those electrical impulses from the cell body to the axon terminals and then pass those impulses to other neurons. Let's go back to the image. In this image, you can see the axon is like this tube-like structure which consists of myelin, Schwann cells, node of Frambier that I mentioned is not something we're considering right now. But axons are these tube-like structures carrying those electrical impulses from the cell body to other neurons, ending at the axon terminals. Just the way a dendrite carries the information in the neuronal cell body, Axons carry the information out of the neuron to the other neurons and therefore known to be efferent projections. You might want to ask, what is this cell body and what is the information that just passed from one cell to cell body and then to and fro? The region of the neuron containing the nucleus is known as the cell body or the soma. Cell body lacks centrioles that function in cell division. This is the fact that neuron lacks centrioles and therefore makes the neuron consistent with it becoming amitotic in nature. The amitotic nature of the neuron comes through the cell body. The soma therefore has major proportion of cytoplasm, that is a gel within a microtrabecular lattice formed by the microtubules and associated proteins that make up the cytoskeleton of the neuron. Mainly, it is responsible for energy production, metabolism, and the synthesis of macromolecules. Therefore, a neuron can vary in shape and size depending on its function and location. All neurons have these three different parts: the dendrites, the cell body, and the axon. Let's go at understanding. Next, moving on to understanding the neuroglia. Unlike a neuron, neuroglia cells do not conduct nerve impulses, but instead they support, nourish, and protect the neurons. They are far more numerous than neurons, and unlike neurons, they are capable of mitosis. Just as we studied, neurons are amitotic in nature, which means they cannot divide further, but neuroglia are mitotic, which means they can divide further. I hope this takes you one step further in understanding the types of cells in the nervous system, that is a neuron and a neuroglia, and the parts of neurons that we just studied, the dendrites, the axons, and the cell body. Last but not the least, there are several contributions made to these slides, thanks to the team members, Hend, Riva, Kaylene, Cherishma, Fatma, Nabavia, Carlos, and Salva. Thank you so much on behalf of the International Neuroscience Ambassadors.